Okay, in this lesson then we're going to have a look at creating this web page here. You can see I've got a logo at the top, so this is a nice header area, and then below that I've got some navigation. If I just click live here, you can get a demonstration of how it would look in a browser. It's not quite displaying the way that it should. The left section and the right section should be floating up next to each other, which I'll show you in the browser in a second, and then I've just added some links at the bottom. These are the resources that I'm using to create it with. So if I hit F12 in Dreamweaver, this is what you see. So left section floated left, right section floated left, and all these are working. I've got a little tooltip pop up here, which is from the title tag in Chrome or the alt tag in other browsers. So let's get started then. So we'll do a new page, HTML, none, HTML5, create, and I will also attach an existing web page. Okay, that's fine. So you can see there the file path's wrong. This has got the file path to various places on my laptop, which I don't want. All I want is a relative file path, so which folder, which file. So if I do save as, I'll call this Dreamweaver 6, the file path is then correct. So rather than type it all in, I'll just get some of the basic structure in place. So we will get the article, with section left, section right in it. Paste that in there. I'll remove these hyperlinks from the bottom because that's just going to be confusing. Right, so we got this far in the lesson. Article, section left, a heading and a paragraph. Section with a class name of right, section RS, heading, paragraph. There's still a stray tag in there. Get rid of that. Just do a quick save on that. I'll just press F12 to see how that looks. And there you go. And again, we're getting that slightly strange view in the Dreamweaver window, even with live pressed, where they're not floating next to each other, but we know they're working. And this is the article container set to 80%. That's working fine. Okay. So as I've explained, HTML5 has semantic tags which make sense in normal English, really. I don't know why that body tag's ended up down there, apologies. I'll just paste that in there. It should be at the top because it wraps around everything. So I'm going to put my cursor after the opening body tag, and over here your insert tag might well be collapsed, so if you just click it, it will expand. Now I've asked the technicians to have a look at this because in the classrooms some of you don't have this slightly updated list here. These are all HTML5 tags, but in the classroom we've got an older version of Dreamweaver, slightly older, which should be able to be updated, which doesn't have them. So you end up having to type them, which defeats the object really. But this version I've got on my laptop, which is the college version, has them. So we'll start by creating a header, not a heading, a header. So we'll click that, doesn't need a class name, doesn't need that placeholder text, and we'll split that apart. And what we're going to put in here as a child, so I'll tab it, is a logo area, and we'll put that in a section, and then below it we'll put some navigation. So a new section in there as well, and we'll call this logo area. One word, no capitals, and click OK. And we'll delete the placeholder text again, and I'll drop that onto a new line. You can see we've got a gap at the top there, ready to put our logo in. So again, I'll hit tab to indent across, and I've already provided an image for you. If you look in insert image, okay, apologies, just paused it for a second there just to make sure the Selby College logo was available. So select that, click OK, and as always give it a meaningful name here in normal English. So we'll call it Selby College logo, and we'll click OK, and you can see there it's appeared. Now interestingly, watch, if I click live and I hover, you don't see the tooltip. That's because you also need title equals Selby College logo for Google Chrome. I'm going to copy all of that, space, paste it in, and just change Alt to title. Do a quick save. And now when I hover, you get the tooltip, which is what we expect. Now, it doesn't look right, does it? Floated up there like that. Big gap off to the right. Wouldn't it be nice if we had the same shade of blue all the way across, like a proper header? So to get that colour code, if I just pop to the Selby College website, this is the colour that I'm after. So if I right click that and inspect it, this will bring up the toolbox for it, and if I click on this top level container, you can see when I hover, that's the area I want. You can see it's shaded. There's the colour code there. So if I copy that and create a class for this logo area, so new class, new rule, dot logo area, that's correct, click OK, go to background colour, and I can paste that in. I don't think I need the hash symbol. So there's the correct colour code. I may as well set the height to 100%, but I think by default that's what it is anyway. So 100%. And we'll click apply, and there you go, you can see it. Click OK. While I'm in here, I'm also going to close up this gap that's appearing here. We talked about it in the lesson. It's basically caused by the default browser settings. It has a margin of 8 pixels, and we need to get rid of that, and it's on the body tag. I press F12 to preview this page, and I inspect that. If I click on body, just expand it. It's there, look. It's that rule there, user agent style sheet, so it's built into the browser, and we need to just negate that or zero it. So with my cursor in the body, I'm going to click edit, because I've already got some rules for the body. I'm going to go to box, and I'm just going to put 0 in there and click apply. Boom, all that margin's gone, and click OK. So that's that working. Right now, time to put a navbar in. I'll just make this a little bit smaller so you can see me code on more or less on one line. So I'll drop that down a line as well. So there's the section with the image inside of it, and there's the end of the header. So I want the navigation to be inside the header, So hit enter, and you guessed it, the one that we need is called navigation. It's actually nav. So when you click it, don't need a class name, it puts nav in there. You delete the placeholder text. Now rather than manually entering all of this, if we use W3 Schools and we go and search for Navbar here, it gives you the code for a very basic one. These are normally you do it with a list item, but these are just done with anchors, which are hyperlinks, and then it gives you the styles to get them looking a certain colour, making sure they all sit next to each other. And down here, for instance, there's a hover. It even gives you a colour that you get when you hover over the button, so there's a colour change. And it also changes the active link to be a different colour from the others as well. So I'll copy all of them while I'm here, and I'll put them in the style sheet. So I'll scroll down, I'll put them down there, and then I'll go back to my source code and go back to the web page, and I'll copy the navigation HTML as well. Go back to Dreamweaver and paste. I'll just drop that nav tag down. Just tidy these up a little bit. I'm going to hit indent tab on the keyboard. That one as well. There we go. So this is a new tag for us, div. It's kind of a generic container. Before we had HTML5 tags, these were used for everything, every container, and they just gave them their own class name, so it's a little bit old-fashioned doing it that way. I mean, I could actually change that to section just to keep it consistent. Don't forget to change the closing tag as well. Section. The class will still work, the rules we put in will still work because it's got the same class name. So let's have a look what we've got now. And there we go. So we hover over them, they're working. There's no hover colour on the home button, but there we've got working hyperlinks.